Hey, so my camera cut out, and let's just keep going. So what I did is I just opened this drawer, and I'm just asking myself, like, what in this drawer I could kind of like live without, or I don't know. I sort of at some level don't need, or I've decided against it, but I'm still holding on to it. So for example, in this drawer, there is a, I don't know if you can see this pretty well, my Mac. There's like, first of all, these all spilled because we moved, but these are toothpicks. And it sounds like a minor thing, okay? A toothpick is a minor thing. Let me hold this up here. It's a minor thing, but it's a start. And it's literally, why do I have so many of these flat toothpicks? Because they're like really wimpy bendy, and if you actually use them on your teeth, they tend to like break or something, or they, they don't really work that well. I mean, they can slide between your teeth sometimes a little bit. Um, but and I was thinking about, like, before I should just give them away. Now as if I'm saying it, I do know sometimes you can put them between your teeth. Let's even just use it, right? You can put them between your teeth and they actually do kind of good. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't get rid of the toothpicks. Okay, but so I was kind of clear on it at first and thought we'd start there, and then I changed my mind. So I guess for the time being I'm going to clean those up. And then, so maybe we won't start there, but we did for a second touch on it. Then there's all these different types of serving serving items, which I said earlier, and it cut out right as I was saying this. Like, I have all these all these serving items that are like right here on the counter that are not going to fit. See, there's all these containers, whatever. There's 3 sections on this container, and they're not going to fit in this drawer. And I want all my stuff to fit in that drawer, so I have to start thinking, like, what is something I can kind of like live without? And I was thinking, okay, so a turkey baster I have not needed in a really long time because I switched to New Wave oven, which plug for the New Wave oven. You can cook in it, and it's like it stays really moist, and it's like all kind of like it's humid in there, and it stays juicy, so you don't really need to use a baster. So I have an old baster that I feel like is a bit of a jinx because as I held it up last time, the video cut out and a second ago, and hopefully it's all spliced and you're not seeing that drop. But then here's even the new one. I'm looking where I put the old baster. I think because I had trouble, I just plopped it somewhere. But I had an old baster that had like the rubber nut. Oh, here it is. I don't use any basters. I mean, to be honest, I think I just bought this one because I was like, oh, this is so awesome because it has a cleaning thing that goes all the way at the bottom. But it's kind of like I don't really use it, even though it has a cool thing on the end. It's like I just don't use it. And look, it's even got a little washable silicone thing. You can clean it out much better than the rubber one. Well, so we know this is going out. And by the way, I have a giveaway box that's saying it's really important commitment to have a giveaway box. Because just like you have things coming in, see that box by the whiteboard? You have things come in, you have to have a place for things to go out. You just have to presume things have to go out. So this, I'm going to throw it in. It's going out. Okay, now, so do I keep this? Because look, it's like so great. It's the best baster ever because look at, you can clean all the way to the tip. Isn't that brilliant? Somebody came up with a brush like that. Maybe I should just give away this baster and keep the brush. Maybe I really want the brush for something, and that's what I'm really getting at. But it's really mainly for the baster, so maybe I should get rid of the whole thing. What if it never occurred to me to take it out of there, and it's got a hard end, not like you can brush at the end of like a kid's like sippy cup or something with it. So I'm like, okay, so if something strikes me as that would be a great idea, it's not long enough to clean inside of a bottle, so like maybe it should stay with the baster. So I'm putting that in the giveaway. Okay, so there we go. All right, and let's continue. Oh, I have a nonstick pan. I have a bunch of nonstick pans, right? And they start aging at some point, and they get less and less nonstick. And so I have one here that's like half nonstick and half not nonstick. And I kind of like don't want to have one that I don't know if it's going to stick or not. And I might pick the wrong pan and cook, God forbid, eggs in it. And then it's like it wouldn't it wouldn't release it or something. So this is the pan that's kind of borderline, and my understanding is when the surfaces break down, they're kind of releasing chemicals. I don't think you can see the reflection, but it's like it's not that good for you. So I'm thinking I should maybe go ahead and give this one away. So I'm going to walk it over there. I'm not totally sure. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so it's going away. The reason is because my son's like, oh, I like that pan and everything, but look, we've got other pans. This is the thing. I've got other pans that are not in use, right? So let's pull out some other pans. So for example, I have have like, I've been using this one a lot, the copper one. I even have a white one. No one's even used that one. So I'm like, why don't I, maybe we should try it. How about we try this? I like the idea of letting things like cool off and just like, you decide if you change your mind, you have a month or 2 or 3 or however long you want to leave that box. Maybe like at the end when it fills up, you put a date on it, you leave it there, and then you start the next box. And if it's been a number of months and you don't think about it, if we can find another pot that works just as well, why are we sticking with one that has a leaking semi-nonstick thing? I don't know, surface, I don't know. And I have a bunch of regular, there's one more, hold on. You know what, these are all clad, which are stainless steel, but they don't really stick. This is a super high quality or partially nickel plated pan, but it still kind of sticks with eggs, so that's not really going to work for my son. So we would be down to just these 2. The copper one works great. Maybe we should just have these 2. Maybe what if we try this one and it sucks? Maybe we go out and we get another copper one, or we get another one of those and it's actually newer, or we change our mind on the giveaway. So I'm going to leave just these 2, and I think that's enough. That's a little bit of downsizing. Hold on. And then I have like here's another one. Actually, now I'm not even clear which is the one that's only semi-nonstick. Now I'm not sure which is which because I just put one in the giveaway. So this is a perfect example. We have to just interact with these, and I'm not even sure. This one maybe looks a little worse, to be honest. Let me go get that out in a second. Okay, so they look almost identical. I don't know what's going on with them, so I'm going to hold on to those for one more day and mark them. So by the way, we only have one really large pan. And this one it's all clad, and it gets like this white coating if you do something that's got something like carbohydrate in it. But if you spray it with vinegar, it actually takes it off. So I'm going to spray it for just a second, which makes it look all nice and everything. It'll look all nice. I'll leave it here to get cleaned up. But the thing is, I wish I had a pan in that size that was non-stick, and that's really what I want. So whatever size this is, sometimes I have extras of things. This is a perfect example. I have extras of things because I don't have what I want. So I have like 2 pans that are non-stick, but they're too small. And then I have a pan that's not quite non-stick, but it's bigger. And it's like I have 4 pans in a way because I don't have anything I really want. Let me get a measuring tape real quick. I know you're not supposed to go off camera, but this is a real show, not a no fancy prop people are here. And I hope you all got to see me with the initial video showing how messy it is, but we can do a quick reminder. I mean, this is what this place looks like right now. Seriously, I cannot live like this. And seriously. Anyway, okay, so my daughter's playroom is just full of stuff. You can even just see out in the hallway, just junk, just stuff on all over the sides. Anyway, the laundry room is just kind of a mess. See if you can see that from here. You can't even really see it. There you go. Anyway, but the reason I came back out here, besides maybe I'll even just show you a little more of the playroom because it's just to make it I'm going to fix this. But I mean, look at this. Seriously. I wouldn't want to be in here if I were her. Oh my God. I'd be like, help me, please. Let me get out of here. Anyway, so I'm just going to go grab a measuring tape. Or I can just hold the 2. I guess I can hold the 2. Because, literally I can't find anything in this house right now. Because it's like a ginormous mess. Like I said, I just moved a couple days. Moved on Friday. Today is a Monday morning. It started with Monday morning. I was still moving out at almost 2 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. I was still moving things. And so I just, I got almost no sleep. I got up in the morning and took my daughter's pictures off the walls in her playroom so I wouldn't lose those. Look, so this is a 10-inch pan, right? The pan that I just was spraying that I like a lot is a 12.5-inch pan. All clad. 12. It's 12. If you count all the way the edge of it, it's 12. Actually, the inside, it's a foot. So I want a foot pan in the copper color. That's really what I want. I'm keeping all these things around. So one way to downsize I've noticed is just get figure out what you want and get it. And then everything's going to be worse. These are small. these stick, and then the big one is sort of like unpredictable. I mean, it's pretty good, but if you cook eggs in it, it'll stick. And so then the owl clad's mostly good, but not totally, not totally okay. Anyway, so now what? Like, that was easy, right? Now let's do like the next one. Okay, I've got. Oh my gosh. So I've got all these spoons, right? So I feel like what of this can I live without? So I've got spoons, which are good for like when you're standing away from like a big pan like that and you're stirring. These little ones are good for when you're cooking like soup or something like that. I hardly ever use the fork. So in all honesty, I mean, when I take a piece of turkey out of an oven, I use a regular fork. Or I use 2 forks. Or so I don't need a ginormous fork. Kind of don't need the fork, but I feel like I should hold on to the fork. Because, like, it's a fork. Don't you need a fork and a spoon for everything in life? I mean, do I need it, like, for one thing to cut, like, a turkey in public? Like, what if I had people over for dinner? Which I never do. We fed them turkey, which I never would. I mean, and I had a regular fork, and I'd be like, oh, that would be so embarrassing. So shouldn't I keep 1 fork? And do I really need this many spoons? Well, there are times that they get dirty, and they do back up in the sink, and I don't want to be a slave to my sink all the time. Like, oh, I have to clean this, or I'll be out of this. That's why we bought so many of these things. In some cases, we kept going through them, and they were dirty. And I was like, I have to get more of these. So, we use these big spoons a lot when we serve ourselves things out of the refrigerator. So let me put this down for a second. I've got a ton of spoons. Okay, I've got even one more spoon. Oh. Maybe I should get rid of this. Because I was trying to cook Chinese for a while. And then I started just buying things that were julienne. I mean, you could cut, like, cabbage and stuff, but maybe I should start a place that's consider giving away. So I'm going to take these 2 pans, putting this cleaver in it. And we're going to start, like, this is going to be something I have to, and I'm going to make myself interact. So here's another principle. You make yourself interact with the thing. So sometimes, you buy something and you kind of, like, think it's a good idea. You interact with it. You kind of, part of you snaps and goes, like, no, this isn't working. And then a part of you says, but we're not done yet. And then you just put that thing somewhere and you just never touch it again. And then, like, a long time later, you go, what happened that I didn't want to use that? And then when you pick it up to use it, you go, oh, this thing pokes me when I use it, or this thing doesn't cut that well. I remember, actually, I took out the egg slicer thing, those things that they go like, and the egg has like these like perfect cuts in it. And I remember trying to use it because I was in love with the idea of having like perfectly sliced eggs, and it didn't work that well. It was kind of mashing the egg, and the egg was kind of crushing, and somehow the way I did the eggs wasn't working, and I was like, why am I using this if it's not perfect? The whole point was to have it be perfect, and I can cut it with a knife just as well if it's not going to be perfect. So, I don't know. So, the other thing is, for example, this. You see this? Doesn't grip very well, right? Compared to, like, these, right? This, I mean, I don't know about you, but I have lost my grip with these a million times, haven't you? Like, you pick them up and it, like, slips through or whatever. So why am I keeping, I, like, never reach for these. This is a perfect example. Oh, my gosh. It's exciting. So for now, I'm going to keep all the spoons and the fork. Oh, and then I have these kind of like aren't cooking things with grains anymore. So it's interesting. So I've changed my diet. So what do you use on a metal pan that's not a nonstick pan? Because that's the only thing. You can't use it as a nonstick because it's metal. That you would use a special for. Like I wouldn't, I don't know, frying something? Frying a piece of fish? I don't know. I probably wouldn't still use that. Anyway, so we're getting over here. Look. I got 2 of these. And like I said, I think these are better. And I got a bunch of them, right? I got nonstick. I got a regular. I'm going to put these things away. That's aggressive. Oh my gosh, it feels so strange. I don't normally make decisions like that. It's already changed. Oh, you know what? This bugs me. This bugs me. I don't ever reach for this one. It's like the handle is big and thick. It takes up all the space. And think of that. In those little drawers, I got this little drawer. I got to jam everything in this little drawer. I don't know if you can see this here. There. So I have this little drawer. I got this big, thick handle sticking up. And it's got this little teeny spoon head. That, I can get that. I got all these gazillion spoons that look. Look. They're almost the same size, and look how thin this is in my drawer. And I can put it in the dishwasher, and I don't have this big giant thing in the way. And if I want a bigger spoon, look, it's the same. It's even bigger. And it's not slotted, but I have one if I can get one. Look at these two. Bigger, and look, they fit in the space so much in less than space. This one's going out, and it's because it's got a big fat end on it, and I don't want to be dealing with that in the drawer, so that's going out. Which brings me to the ladle. I never grabbed for the ladle. It would really only be useful if you had soup and you were doing a bunch of it, but normally if I make soup, I'd probably use this. Because the thing is, when you go to stir a soup, this thing like it hits the edge of the pan. It doesn't really, you know, I mean, when you get a soup, you want to be like, I'm going to the bottom. Oh, that piece of chicken is sticking. You don't want to be like, this is just for serving soup. That's what the problem is here. This is a serving ladle. It doesn't really help you make. It's heavy. It doesn't really help you making the soup. And if I really make a soup, I'm the one eating it. And if I were the one serving it, I guess should I use this for serving it? Could use it for serving. It's not bad looking. And that brings us to an important point. It's like, am I really going to do that? Do I really bring people in and give them soup? Let me think about that for a moment. I might put that in the semi-giveaway. Shouldn't I just say, when in doubt, give it out? That's a nice rule of thumb. And then here's like a thing that's neither one nor the other. It's not the original clipper, it's not the regular clipper. It does seem like it would grip pretty well. Probably not as well, because look here. It grips only in the top tip. This one grips like on the sides. It's got like a scissor grip, like an alligator on the sides and the tip. The tip and the sides are gripping. So why would I ever grip for this? I would like never reach for this, because every time it's going to be an inferior experience. It's going to mash the edges sharp. It's going to mash the thing a little bit, and you're going to squeeze really hard, and then this part is going to probably fall out of it because it doesn't squeeze on this. So this is going out. So I'm going to hold on the ladle for a minute because that has conceivable possibilities. This is going pretty well. And then this brings me to another point, which is my drawers have a lot of weird stuff in them. Like, I have a brush, because when I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I'll be like, my daughter will be like, there, and I'll say, oh, can you brush your hair? Because like, it looks to me like it's messed up or whatever. And we have all these brushes, and to be honest, nobody really likes this brush because it's such a small little barrel that it catches in your hair and it like gets stuck and like pulls your hair in. So nobody uses it. It sits in here because it takes up very little room, and I have a couple things related to cutting hair in here, but I think I'm going to have to give these up because everyone likes we have these great ones that are bigger. It's funny. It's the opposite of the spoon. It's got a big, juicy, soft handle, and everyone loves the handle, and the bristles are nice and soft. And this is like the most efficient thing, and nobody wants it, so I'm putting it in the giveaway. So excited. This is getting exciting. Okay, and I don't know how to do the show, so I'm just going to start doing it, and then I'm probably going to just divide it into what happened, like post-mortem analysis. Like, oh, I went off this way, I went off that way, which is how I am. But like, this is about you figuring out what you want, and you know, making the world reflect you, and in the end, be lighter, because nobody wants to be weighed down by their stuff. I mean, that was awful. What I just went through the last couple days was just awful. Oh, here's an interesting idea. Fondue sticks. These, like, I think they're pokey at the end. Like, it's almost like they're not, you know, I have these ones that are for if you're cooking over a grill, but I think a fondue stick is a person's hand dipping something in sauce. And you know what? As a paleo person, I don't think paleo people eat sauces, because sauces are always about goop and thickeners and, you know what I mean, sweeteners and just, I mean, it's like usually paleo, you're just eating the meat, and the meat is yummy, and you eat it with the fat, and the fat is yummy, right? Oh, it's my show. Thank you for asking, sweetie. Yeah. Anyway, so I think these are going out. I've had this for a while. I never think I'm going to just. Is there anything that you would do? Think about fondues for a second. Like, so fondue would be like cheese sauce, or I don't know, some kind of thick. It has to be a thickener. I just don't think it's compatible with a super healthy diet. So I'm going to mark them as fondue sticks so people can give away. People who get it can know what they're getting. Hold on. You grab a marker. Okay, so I'm going to mark this fondue stick. So I'm not like into just throwing things away. I think somebody's going to, look, they're new. Fondue sticks. You know what these came with? the New Wave Precision Induction Cooktop, PIC, I think. Or I think it came with either that or the copper pot. And what happened was they gave you a free, you see that silver pot? It's a steamer that came with it for free just as a bonus thing. And when you send back everything else, because I ended up sending back whatever it was, I ended up keeping that little copper pot and this is a steamer. It's a two-layer thing. I don't know if you can totally see it. It's got like a top and a bottom and a clear glass lid. And oh my gosh, I get so much use out of that. That was almost worth the purchase. And I lost like $20 and the $30 between the shipping here and the shipping there. But those are working really well. The copper pot's a winner. The thingy is so. The steam thing, I feel like I'm always ready to throw something in steam. I know it seems like a lame. You don't need it. You could possibly microwave. You could possibly this. You could possibly that. The point is that stuff you throw it in, you steam it. It's real, and it works really well. So I'm gonna keep the thing that works and get rid of the fondue sticks, which kind of I think somehow are supposed to go with that pot, and they totally don't for me. So be willing to break up sets. And then, for example, I have all these things that are spatulas, and it's like, now what do you do when you change? So now I'm doing this paleo, and paleo, you're not cooking things. Like, you're not baking things, is what I'm saying. So I have, like, things that are designed for, like, pulling. This is maybe to get stuff out of a bottle. But in terms of, like, frosting or batter or whatever, like, I'm not doing it at all. I'm not sure I'm ever going to go back, and I kind of, like, don't want to go back. And, for example, this thing could be for cleaning out the inside of a jar, but it's really thick, so I think it limits its ability to be used versus like this is smaller, and even this one has a little bit of give. Like I can make it go this way and that way, like, or this, I don't know if I can do it that way. Yeah, I'm saying it's got some give. This one has got some give, but not that much, so really it's a pretty large container, and nobody uses it. No, people use a spoon because it can go through a dishwasher, and I don't put things through a dishwasher that are going to get beat up and damaged. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even have, I mean, who takes a peanut butter container and just uses this? It's not a bad idea. So I'm going to put this in the maybe giveaway. I'll have my son see, he's a lot of peanut butter. And then what do I do with this? I mean, what am I going to make? I haven't touched this for so long. Like, it's good for cleaning, like if you make something that you're going to clean the container, but like literally, do I really need, I could just use a spoon and leave some of it. Why do I need this? So I'm coming down to one thing to cleaning out a jar. And this is just because I'm changing to paleo, but I might change and go back to eating it. And the thing is, I'm going to end up losing the money of having to repurchase it, but there's a really good chance that most of the stuff I change away from, I don't go back to. Probably more often than not. Maybe that's the gamble. Is that you more often leave things and don't go back than leave things and do. So, I guess we're almost out of time. Maybe I'll make all the episodes like 25 minutes. Then I'll just do one more thing, which is to have these little, I'm trying to decide between whether I do these blendy things. These things are getting, look how damaged they are, because then they get jammed in the drawer, and then the whole drawer gets jammed, and people do this, they like totally bend it up, and they look like not good. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide between this one or the little shredding thing. I had to put it in a plastic thing because there's this thing that makes like julienne sections that I'm so afraid is going to just shred my fingers if I put my finger in the drawer in the wrong way. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see these blades are like sticking. They're really sharp, and they're just razor sharp, and they're sticking up, and I have actually cut myself before. I know it's at least once. So this is for you to be able to julienne like a zucchini, but like you can buy julienne zucchini in the store, and I'm not sure I would ever now julienne something. What would you julienne that you really can't? I mean, why wouldn't you just? I feel like you just buy it. Like you could, when I was looking into this, they didn't have julienne carrots that widely available. They didn't have julienne zucchini, or they now have the curls treated better like pasta. So maybe I don't need any of this. Like, what would I do? I don't know. And I don't even think that they're that good. And mostly they're off. Some of them are okay on paleo. I think that should be in the giveaway, but I'm going to see if my husband wants it. And this one's like a thing for cutting little bits of the lemon, I think, off. It's got like a thing like, and I'm not sure. I'm sort of borderline about that because I should be eating more lemon as a flavor. It wouldn't be a bad thing. And then these are for making some kind of batter. And I guess why do I have two if I don't use either one? Like why not just not have one at all? This one I had because it can go in a non-stick pan, and you can just start blending in the pan. Like if you're making eggs, you can do that. But I almost never make eggs in the pan. I normally just blend the eggs. So I feel like next time I'll have to figure make a decision about that. But I'm going to go and end it because it's 25 minutes. So thanks again. So again, this I think is going to be called Downsizing Make Delicious. Don't hold me to that because I might change it. This is only day one. And I'm going to just see if this is helpful to people, like how to figure out how to clean up parts of their life. And I'm going to do it for my whole house, top to bottom. See you next time. Oops. See you next time.